What's up, guys? Today I want to show you how I paint a two-tone color car like this. See this? Now this is on the car, and I have a video that might be out already where I show you how to paint a two-tone color bumper, but it's the whole bumper, and I show you how I paint, mask, and paint a two-tone color bumper in one shot. Now I'm going to show you how it's done on the actual car. Now this car has a different color on the bottom of its bumper, and it also has moldings that go right here, and they go all around the car up to the front. Let me show you what I mean. This car comes with different color molding like this, and it's a special edition kind of car that comes with different color moldings. It goes across the front of the car up to the bumper in the front of the car, and the rocker panel or the step panel to get on the car. And on this car I have to paint the moldings that are here, but they're not ready for me yet, so I'm just going to show you how I paint the car and how I paint the bottom part of this bumper and then the rest of the red. Let's get to work. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to tape up this part of the bumper right here, this red part right here, and the side of the quarter panel. Now in some other applications of painting a two-tone color, I usually wouldn't do it that way. I would just put the first color that I need to paint, which is usually the bottom color. I'd paint that first, and then I'll tape up the bottom part and paint the top of the rest of the panel that I have to paint. In this occasion, I'm going to tape it up just because there's a good gap in between these two things. The only reason that I don't do that in other applications is because you don't want to tape up 2 times, because it'll leave a heavier line where you have to put the line to separate the two colors. In this case, there's a good gap in here. Let me show you what I mean. There's a really good gap that I can tape up, so that way I don't have to try to put too much paint to cover this part. So I'm just going to put a piece of paper here and a piece of paper here, and then cover this whole part right here. And then after I cover all of this with this color, I'm going to turn the heat up in the booth, let it dry for like 5 to 10 minutes, and then come and tape up the bottom of this and paint the top. Let's get to work. What I'm using here is 1.5 inch yellow masking tape. That's it. Nothing special. Put a couple of pieces of tape up here to make sure that the paper isn't flapping down on top of your paint whenever you're painting. I have a couple of little breakthrough spots over here. I'm just going to hit it with a little bit of spot primer, a little bit of canned spot primer. Start putting my paint down. I'm ready for some paint. Now the reason I'm painting the bottom of this bumper is because I'm painting the molding that go on the quarter panel and on the door. And I want to make sure that it's a perfect match when we put the car together. That's the only reason I'm painting this part of the bumper. But in another situation, you might not have to paint it if you're not painting the molding. But if you're painting the molding and you want it to match, it might be a good idea to blend something like this. You know? nice and dry. I'm going to remove the top paper and I'm going to start masking up the bottom part. Okay, now we're ready to tape up the bottom part. Quick tip, when you're going to mask something that has fresh paint on it, like this, let's say, what you want to do is to take away from some of the stickiness, rub some of this on your hands. This, let's say. This is just going to help the tape be a little less sticky, so just in case by any chance you can peel some of the tape, the paint off. It shouldn't happen, but it's just a precaution, and it's a good way to just make sure that it's not overly sticking to the paint and causing some issues with the paint. Remember, we are using fresh paint. We're taping on top of fresh paint, so we just gotta be cautious. Now on this part of the bumper, I'm not going to have to do much masking because there's a molding that separates it, and I can just put a piece of paper over here, from the front of the bumper to the back of the bumper. I'm just going to cover it up with a piece of paper because this is already taped up. Let me show you. See, this is already taped up. All I have to do is put a piece of paper right here, cover it up. I'm going to tape up the quarter panel right here. I'm going to tape up this part of the bumper, put my masking paper down, and then start painting red. Okay, when you're done masking it up, apply pressure on the tape, on all the edges to make sure that everything is nice and tight and no paint is going to blow through that tape and get red on that gold. And if you don't put some pressure on here, you're going to find red color on your gold, and then you're going to have to do the whole process of retaping up the red to cover up the gold. So make sure to press down on these little crimps of tape so that you won't have to paint things twice, because we're already painting things twice. We're already painting things twice because this is a two-tone color car. Don't make it a three paint job type of deal where you have to do things 3 times. That's not fun. It takes up a lot of time. I got a couple of videos on how to apply base coat, and I also got some videos on how to apply clear coat. If you guys want to check those out, I'll link them over here somewhere, and I'll link them at the end of the video if you guys want to check those videos out as well. Well, there's no thread leakage anywhere. The bumper looks good. Ready for clear. Let's go. Well, guys, what do you think? Looks pretty good, right? See the one color on the bottom and then the red on the top. And it's as simple as that. It's not a big deal. If you take the right steps, you should get a nice job just like this one. Nicely clear, nice and shiny. The color looks good. Everything looks good. There was no leakage through the paper. And everything looked great when I finished it with the clear. So just take these steps step by step and you should have a nice clean job like this on a two-tone color car and you should be good to go, man. I see you guys. If this video was helpful for you, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I post a new video. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.